This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When send past the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks get a win over the Minnesota Timberwolves, 112-106. And OG Anunoby had a very nice debut for the Knicks. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you support the channel. Cash App is $ nothing but Knicks. PayPal is paypal.me/nothing but Knicks. You know the channel's been demonetized, so your support is very much appreciated. Tony, 17 points, 6 rebounds for OG Anunoby. Julius Randle with a monster game, 39 points, 9 rebounds. Jalen Brunson didn't shoot the ball too well, but had, 14, 15 assists? Something like that?
Yep.
Very nice win for the New York Knicks. And a very nice way to start off, a nice way to start off the new year and a nice way to start off the OG Anunoby era. What you think, Tony?
Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. I said they were going to win. I didn't expect them to win. You know, I'm always going to say they're going to win. But I thought this game was going to take some adjustments. And to be honest, he looked to fit right in. I think it seemed to open up the floor a lot. From the beginning. Even though we didn't, we lost the first quarter. I thought from jump, I could see a difference in the team dynamic in the game. And sure enough, it just continued into that second quarter with the minutes without Randle. So, yeah, this was a great game. They pulled it away at the end. I was worried about. I thought this trade gave us a higher ceiling, but a smaller margin of error. And then, down the stretch when OG fouled out, it made me realize, like, even though it was a crucial moment and he fouled out the game, the Knicks didn't have to make an adjustment to finish the game because it was what they were used to in everybody playing undersized, playing hard, playing up. So, maybe the margin of error is even larger than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Or not as small as I thought it would be.
Right.
But great win.
Yeah, great win. Kevin Bergen said this team played different tonight. And you know how I think they played different? You got 2 guys in that starting lineup that can cut. And we've seen it. We've always seen Dante DiVincenzo cut backdoor, flash, through the lane. We've seen OG do it as well. Make timely cuts and timely shots from OG Anunoby tonight. And it's something over the past, couple of weeks I've said about RJ is that he doesn't make those timely threes when they're kicked out to him. OG made them tonight. He was 3 for 6 from the 3-point line. He shot 50% from the 3-point line. He shot 58% from the field altogether. And another thing, just right off the bat that I noticed is he makes us that much more athletic. Right? When you catch him on a fast break, he can rise up elbow above the rim. You know what I'm saying? You find him under the basket, he can catch it off 2 feet and get up and bong it. You know what I'm saying? 2 things that you don't normally, or you didn't normally see from RJ Barrett. Right? And those things, those things are critical for this team. You know what I mean? That athleticism in the starting unit. And I'm not saying he's like Obi Toppin athletic, but he's more athletic than RJ. Way more athletic than RJ, and has more bounce than RJ, and is a better finisher than RJ.
Sim, also the guys on our team that can do that, specifically under the rim, get a bounce pass, get a pass, and just go up and rise and dunk. Don't have good hands. Mitchell Robinson's, you know what I mean? Like, so that's another thing. His hands are good to catch those passes, or just go up there and finish down low. So yeah, another dynamic.
Yeah. Precious didn't look like he had good hands today, but I guess we'll see. You know what I mean? But you notice right off the bat though, he played in lieu of Taj Gibson, and I would expect that to continue. I mean, and it could have just been nerves for him today. Who knows? Ron, your thoughts, man. Your thoughts.
Hey, man. First off, I just come off tour. I got my control mic. Hey, control. Okay, anyway, listen. Trying to make it work, man. Trying to make it work. But yeah, man, I was really excited. Had a really enjoyable time watching the game. It's always good when the Knicks get out to a nice lead. They look comfortable. They look like they're having fun. They're moving the ball. They're playing good defense. Like, what more could you ask for? That's anybody, any Knicks fan will want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, because it's the Knicks, they got to give us some drama towards the end and make it interesting. But I like that too, because it shows it's the intestinal fortitude of the team, guys stepping up. Unfortunately, Brunson just didn't have it today, because if Brunson didn't miss a lot of those consecutive shots when we were trying to get, possessions going, we could have wrapped this game up. It would have been nice and easy, but he just missed a lot of shots. But thankfully we had Julius, who was on one today. So shout out to that man. And I agree, OG looked good. I think it was a combination of him just really understanding Minnesota. He knows those guys out there. He does a really good job against Anthony Edwards, even though I knew Anthony Edwards was going to bounce back today, because I'm sure he didn't like his numbers against him last time. So it was good to see, though. It was really good to see.
Yeah. It looked good. You can't deny it. It looked good, and hopefully, you know what I mean. Hopefully it's just growing from here. It's just growing from here. What did you think about the rotation of players, right? Because, obviously a lot of talk about the second unit with Emmanuel Quickly not being in the second unit, right? And so there's clearly a different rotation of players. We've seen Precious and OG on the floor at the same time. Precious seemed to just fit right into and take the place of RJ playing, RJ's minutes with the second unit. Any thoughts on the rotation?
It kind of is what I expected it to be. I thought Tibbs was gonna basically ask a lot of Julius and a lot of Brunson, and he did. And I think it makes sense. I would hope that certain things happen as people get more comfortable in their roles, their new roles, if they, whatever you want to call it. Like, if Deuce just looks a little bit more comfortable out there and knocks down a couple shots, that will allow Thibodeau to give Brunson a little bit more rest.
Right.
You know what I mean? He'll be a little bit more comfortable doing that. But right now, it's a little Deuce is back. I feel it's the maturation of our young players, because now it's like Deuce got over certain hurdles before where he wasn't getting the playing time, so he always looked uncomfortable out there. Then there was a point where Tibbs, because of injury or whatever, he gave him some minutes, and Deuce started to knock down. This is a while ago, though. Deuce started to knock down some shots because he got comfortable. Now he's back on the shelf. He hasn't played like that, and he's getting thrust into this situation where now he looks like he's the backup point guard. So it's just all about him taking the time to get comfortable out there with the game speed and feel confident in his shot. Because one thing we do know about Deuce, and for those who don't know, Deuce can knock it down. I don't know about the three so much. He can hit from three here and there too, but them 2-pointers, I see Deuce knock those down comfortably. So I know he's got that in his game.
Yeah. And hopefully, it might take a little bit of time for Deuce to get comfortable out there, and start to feel like, all right, I can do this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? So hopefully Deuce gets comfortable, and feels confident to make plays, make decisions, take chances. Deuce doesn't take chances, right? He's going to work to make the best play, the right play. He doesn't take chances at all. Sometimes to elevate your game, you got to take some chances. So, let's see what happens there. But all in all, I thought the lineup, the rotation looked good. Tony, what you think about it?
Yeah, man, kudos to Tibbs. I think he has more of the players that he wants. So it made his rotation a lot easier. You know what I mean? I love the way it panned out. OG fit in a lot better. Even in that second unit, and I think it'll only get better as time goes on, especially like you're saying with Deuce getting comfortable again. You know what I mean? Achiuwa getting comfortable with his new teammates. The fact that he'll share the floor with OG in the second unit, that'll help him get comfortable faster. And Grimes, I love what I saw from Grimes in the second quarter in particular. But that's what we're gonna need from him. So yeah. I think we're just gonna get that second unit is gonna improve as time goes on.
Yeah, no doubt. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks were led in scoring by Julius Randle with 39 points, 9 rebounds, shot 58% from the field. He was 33% from the three-point line. He only took 6 3-pointers, 2 for 6 from the three-point line, 9 for 13 from the free throw line. But even bigger than that, Julius Randle made clutch shots down the stretch. He made big shots. You know what I mean? And those are the things that the Knicks really need from Julius Randle, and what Randle needs to do to take his game to the next level, which it seems like he's been doing over the last 2 months. Big shots, and I never seen Julius Randle smile this much, even in a high-scoring game. Normally, Randle's just got a straight stone face, a mad face, or whatever. He was smiling all over the place today for whatever reason.
Yeah, don't say what reason. That was gonna be my hot take.
Yeah, he was smiling and I know what people are thinking. I know what I was thinking a little bit, and I know what we're gonna see in the chat. But he was smiling all over the place. He was happy. Great game from Julius Randle. Again, OG Anunoby, second leading scorer today, 17 points, 50% from the three-point line, 58% from the field. Jalen Brunson had 16 points and 14 assists. He didn't shoot well, but he got the ball. He distributed. Dante DiVincenzo had 15 points. Quentin Grimes had 10 points today. The Knicks scored 112. Close to that sweet spot that I'm talking about, but I think this team will probably have the potential to score a little bit more. And still OG, he took 12 shots. He fouled out. I would say OG's going to average 15 to 16 shots a game, somewhere around there. Brunson and Randle each took. Brunson took 23. Randle took 24 shot attempts. Do you think this is going to be the shot distribution for the most part?
Mm-hmm.
Brunson getting 23, Randle getting 24, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I think, and I think at max, not on average, but maybe every couple games, one out of every 3 games, you might see OG get 20 shots. You know what I mean? But that'll be his max.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it definitely won't be an average. So yeah, I could see him averaging 16 shot attempts.
Okay.
Maybe 17.
Okay. What do you think about this, Ron? You got 2 shot creators out there. OG's not really a shot creator, right? He's going to maybe every once in a while, but for the most part, he's gonna slash to the basket. He's gonna knock down open threes off the kick out. He's gonna score in transition, and that's cool. But do the Knicks need a third guy that can create to go to another level? Do you think?
I think they do. I really think they do, because that's what takes your team from being a team that's always fighting and competing to a team that's winning comfortably. That's what takes your team from a team that is right there at the middle of the pack to a team that is upper echelon in the league. You know what I mean? That's on nights like when, Julius had 39 points today. He was getting all types of bounty rolls, man. You know what I mean? Like sometimes those shots ain't gonna fall. And then if Brunson don't have it going, like he didn't have it going, you need to get those points from somewhere else. And as much as OG was a nice option today to knock down that shot from the corner. That's a shot that was developed for him in the corner after somebody else kicked it to him. If a team is kind of stymieing that and keeping the guys from getting that look, you need somebody who can just take over and get to a shot, who can, cross somebody over, get to the rim, or just do a step back. You need something like that from somebody on this team. I don't think we really have that right now. So, that may be another move that the Knicks need to think about.
So until then, the creation workload is going to fall on Randle and Brunson for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think they're going to mind. I definitely think Julius didn't mind today.
Julius is going to love it. That's probably why he was all smiles, at the end of the game. He's definitely going to love that. Do you think, and then I'm going to get to a phone call, do you think it was in the mind of Leon Rose and maybe even Tom Thibodeau that they needed to have more shots for Randle and Brunson?
I don't know about Brunson, because just Brunson is such we've seen that Brunson is human this year. This is the most we've ever seen him have bad days where his shot just hasn't fallen. Last year he was a starter for us, but he had a lot more good days than bad days.
Right.
This year he's having some clunkers, so it is what it is, but he'll be fine. But he also, when he's going good, he can score a lot of points on minimal shots. You know what I mean? Very efficient. Julius, on the other hand, even though he's been efficient as well, especially over these last 16, 17 games, whatever it's been now, he likes that volume, man. He likes to be able to get in the flow of the game. And now that he's punishing people on the interior, I think they love giving him more opportunities. And plus, what he does too. See, this is another thing that sometimes as fans we just don't think about it. Julius punishes the opposing team, and it's psychological. Like when you got a team that doesn't have somebody who can really face his brawn, you wear these dudes down.
Yeah.
And then it's a freight train. Like, oh man, this guy's got the ball. He's coming in again. Like that. Yeah. It's a big thing, man. It's a little psychological thing that the Knicks do have that we got to capitalize on.
Yeah, Randall's doing a great job just knocking people out the way and taking the spot that he wants. You know what I mean? You see it time and time again. Just boom, hit him with the shoulder. Get his little lane to the basket. The Timberwolves were led in scoring by Karl Anthony Towns at 29 points, 6 rebounds. They were led in scoring by Anthony Edwards with 35 points tonight. He shot 44% from 3, 52% from the field altogether. And then Karl Anthony Towns had 29 points and 6 rebounds. Rudy Gobert had 10 points, 15 rebounds. And that was it for them in double digits, ladies and gentlemen. Rudy Gobert went for a dunk. I think it was in the first half, and Isaiah Hartenstein blocked it. I'm really liking Isaiah Hartenstein's ability to block shots.
He had 3 of them tonight. 3 dunk block attempts.
Yeah, his ability to block shots has been huge, I think. You know what I mean? Given that Mitchell Robinson is out,
And surprising, Sim. Surprising.
Yeah.
Because I know that he's got some good ups for a big guy, but his timing, man.
Yeah,
very nice to see.
No doubt. Spree, what's popping with you, brother? How you feeling?
Tim, Tony, Ron.
What's good, Spree?
Yeah, how you feeling, brother? You got to be feeling good.
We can play defense now. For the first time in the second quarter, I felt like we could finally play defense without Mitch for like 5 minutes. It's kind of nice.
Okay.
Here's what I like about OG, where he was guarding Anthony Edwards, where he got onto Karl Anthony Towns. Sim, he had one play where enough to at least contest Towns in the post. Towns misses. OG gets the rebound, goes in transition, has his head up, makes a pass to I don't even know who he passed it to at the 3-point line. The ball got swung to Hart for 3. And I was thinking about, can RJ I'm not trying to hate on RJ. I'm just saying OG did something that I don't think RJ could do.
Well, what was it that you're saying that he did? I missed it.
transitions, hitting the open man with the good awareness not to just to be out of control, to guard a guy like a Karl Anthony Towns on, and then get the rebound and take it all the way and make the right play.
Okay.
It was just one play.
Yeah, I'll say this. I think just from what I've seen, and this is the first time that I've ever really watched OG Anunoby to like analyze a game, right? And doing it for the Knicks, obviously. He's much more heady than RJ. I think a better basketball IQ. Let me say that. You know what I mean? Better decision making. I don't think you're going to get a ton of turnovers from him. You know what I mean? So I see what you're saying. Yes, I think that he'll be able to make those kind of decisions better than RJ, and it's going to have a positive impact on this team.
Knock on RJ. Yeah. I just think he plays better off of guys. Like, he fits in, like, he'll make the three a little bit more efficiently. He's stronger too, Sim. When he dunks the basketball, or when in finishing, he's strong. When he dunked a couple balls tonight that he dunked the basketball. Like, he's a strong guy. The last two fouls, I thought were a little soft, but his personality reminds me of Kawhi Leonard. I'm not saying he's Kawhi Leonard, but defensively, he is a very good defensive player. So it's very nice to see, Sim. I want to just say this. I think this move really helps Quentin Grimes, because now is finally going to get his role. Like, he's going to get the minutes. I know Quentin Grimes can play basketball. I know he just needs shots. He needs to play with guys. I think Quentin Grimes is going to thrive better. It was nice to see Randle close. You asked the question where we're going to get the creation, because there's no doubt, Sim, we lost creation with RJ and IQ.
Right. We lost a little bit of it, at least.
Before we make another trade, and I think another move will come to get more, to add the creation back, because we lost it. Fine. I know he's not a point guard, but I think we need to use him even more than we possibly can. I mean, he had 3 assists tonight. I think he was second on the team. I think Hartenstein can be the type of player. Obviously, he can't. I'm not saying he can go off the dribble, Sim, but I think he has enough vision where I think he can get you 5 to 6 assists if we really coached him up and used him on the.
Yeah,
really, he could get us more of that creation.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think you can, especially with having now you have OG, who I think is a natural cutter to the basket. Dante DiVincenzo is a natural cutter to the basket. And you're seeing Quentin Grimes, he cut to the basket, and Isaiah Hartenstein found him today. And I was thinking about it. Just a couple of games ago, Isaiah Hartenstein had the ball, and he had to yell at Quentin Grimes to cut. Well, he didn't have to do that today. Quentin Grimes just cut naturally. So now maybe he's picking up, that to make it a little bit more natural for him to cut to the basket. You know what I mean? So, I mean, definitely, if you utilize Hartenstein's passing ability, you got guys that can cut off the ball, that can be a way that you add some creation and add to this offense. No doubt.
The way to get a little bit more creative, because exactly. Sim, I didn't want IQ to leave the basketball team. I just realized we weren't going to pay him, and I guess the Knicks looked at every team, and the Raptors really wanted him, and they thought this was the best possible way. I get the whole thing, but we lost some creation out there. There were times where I am nervous that we don't have enough creation, but we have to get creative now because we've lost a little bit of that. So I got to get Hartenstein to get up to 5 to 6 assists. I think he's capable of doing that. I really do. I'm not saying he's a point guard, but he is smart enough where he can get guys on the move. We've seen it. So it's on Tibbs now. Tibbs has got to figure this whole thing out, and he's the coach. He's got to. This is Tibbs' job to get this thing, to get the creation. But Sim, we can play defense now. I think this guy's going to fit in. It's going to be a little bit more efficient. RJ you're not going to have the 20 shots where it's inefficient. We're going to get a defensive mindset back, and maybe Randle will be a little bit more fresher to close games. Though we saw that tonight. So. That's all I got. I don't want to take up the whole time. Happy New Year to you guys. I'm not saying OG Anunoby is the savior. I'm not saying he's Kawhi Leonard, although I do think that's his personality. But I do think I think this could fit. This could work, Sim. This was a good win.
Yeah, it was a good win. Appreciate you, Spree. Appreciate it.
Take it easy.
And I mean, if you look at OG on the bench and just look at his facial expressions, it's pretty similar to Kawhi. You know what I mean? Pretty similar to Kawhi.
I don't know if you've seen his post-game interview, but that wasn't much different either.
So, you know, I was thinking about that when I was watching the game. I didn't see the post-game interview, but I was thinking about that when I was watching the game. Like, you know, just personality-wise, not basketball play-wise, personality-wise, you know, he kind of has that type of personality. Big out to Reggie. Shout out to Reggie Sutton. Thank you for the Cash App. He said, "No Sims, no Taj. Is this the norm or just this game?" I think it's the norm. I mean, Precious. I mean, we seen Taj for a couple of seconds or whatever, but Precious just got traded to the team. Probably received the playbook just like OG and reviewed the playbook. Went through a shoot around, walkthrough or something like that. But he played however many minutes he played tonight. You know, he was, for the most part, your backup center. I think this is the norm. Would you agree? Either one of you? Would you agree?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is what it is. I mean, I think this is what it should be. And that's why it's a really good trade for the Knicks. Like, the Knicks just needed somebody with a little bit more size who can come in, be a little gritty, maybe grab some boards, maybe get some putbacks. You know, Precious can score. He got a little mid-range jumper, something like that. They just needed somebody with and a little bit more youth on their side. No offense to Taj. Taj is a great guy. I mean, I seen Taj in the other game. He was hustling up full court. I was like, okay, nice to see. But Taj just can't stay with these young bucks too much, man.
Nah.
It is what it is.
Right. Yeah, no doubt about it. I think they do give up a little bit of size with Precious, but they probably make it up with his, because he's what, 6'8", Taj is probably 6'10", right? But obviously he's more active, you know, more energy.
And we haven't seen his aggressiveness yet because he's not comfortable, and he went up. Today was a tough matchup. You know, either way, you're talking about he's probably switching off on Karl Anthony Towns or on Rudy Gobert. I mean, these are true 7-footers.
Yeah, and he's like 6'8", so, you know, he still is kind of small. You know, he didn't play great today. You know, we'll see how it looks when he gets more comfortable. He played 8 minutes and 34 seconds today.
Right.
You know,
right. And shout out to Humble Down in the chat. We still need a backup center. Yeah, I think we're in agreement on that. Yeah. He's a backup power forward in my eyes. He may take over some center duties, but he's not a center.
Right. I agree 100%. Tony, you was about to say something.
I lost it, man. I got zoned out with the chat. What was your last question though, or what was Ryan responding to?
Just about Precious, and if he's going to be, if this is the norm, you know.
I remember what I was gonna say. Taj is basically break in case of emergency. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
simple as that.
No doubt about it. Man, I mean, you know, it's an impressive win, especially given the fact that the Knicks got blown out by these guys the last time that they played them. You know, this is, you know, a really, really tough defense. You know, probably the best defense in the league, you know, and the offense looked as good as it did against the best defense in the league. You know what I mean? And I mean, the Knicks won the rebounding battle, 49-34, something we talked about before the game. And that's a big rebounding differential. Right?
Yeah,
that's huge.
Big rebounding differential, 49-34. You know?
And I thought that was one of the teams that we just in particularly didn't match up well against. You know what I mean? Like, long 2 7-footers to start. We was undersized. Mm-hmm. So even though we ain't grow tremendously as a team, even that little bit of a difference in the size, that was one of our weaknesses. You know, we seen we kind of neutralized it tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Number 2 team in the league, I think still, even with this loss. Like, this is another statement victory.
It is. It is.
And you know what? I'm looking at the numbers that you got up, Sim. I mean, You know what? That changed I had a take, and my whole take is trash because I was being like humble. It was a humble take for the Knicks, talking about how, because on the way it looked to me, because I was going back and forth, doing a lot of stuff here, and I couldn't really see every single possession, but I saw 90% of everything, and I didn't know any of these numbers. So looking at the rebounding total, that's incredible. But I was about to give Minnesota a little bit more credit for them not really having their shot today, and the Knicks playing some good defense with the addition of OG. No,
they shot well.
Minnesota shot 47% from the field and 39% from three. We kicked their butts today.
Right.
That's the bottom line. We were kicking their butts. I mean, it got a little crazy towards the end, but that's also because we just couldn't make shots. It's not necessarily so much what they were doing. Like Brunson missed a lot of good shots, and we went really stagnant starting that fourth quarter. No, we were kicking their butts today. So good for the Knicks.
No doubt about it. Definitely kicking their butts today. The Knicks with 23 assists on the night. They only shot 43.8% from the field. They shot 35% from the three-point line, so they didn't shoot the ball incredibly well. 7 steals, 4 blocks for the Knicks. They shot 78% from the free throw line. I mean, the bottom line, they couldn't deal with Julius Randle tonight. Julius Randle was just on fire, and the Knicks were 22 for 28 from the free throw line. Right, but still, even
That's
Minnesota
huge.
still were 23 for 29. Right, but you know what the difference is?
Yeah.
The Knicks made 12 threes. They made 11. The Knicks made just a few more field goals. The Knicks took 89 field goal attempts. They took 76. The Knicks made 39. They made 36. Right, so even though the Knicks shot a worse percentage, they made more field goals than Minnesota. And there really does. That's the difference right there.
It's what we predicated ourselves on early in the season.
Yeah, that's the difference. Because I was looking like, okay, where's the difference? Where's the point differential here? They shot just about the same amount of free throws, and made almost the same amount of free throws. It really comes down to the Knicks took more shots and made more shots.
And we got a good amount of extra rebounds.
The rebounds, right. So there it is. Let me get to the caller that's on the line. Caller, you're live. Name and where you're from, please.
Yes, this is George from the Bronx.
What's going on, George? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Listen, I love the game. It was a very, very good game. Y'all are being kind of nice here, on Minnesota. If Jalen Brunson was hitting the shots, we'd have slayed them, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't have been no contest.
George, I don't mean to cut you up, but that's what I'm just noticing, man. I was trying to be nice and be humble, like, they didn't really they played well, and we just didn't have. You're right, man. Brunson we could have killed them. But continue, my brother. Happy New Year.
We was killing them, and the foot would have stayed on the throat if Jalen Brunson was hitting. You see?
Yeah.
But, Sim, I really called to ask you, did you see what it is you said you wanted to see? When I spoke to you last night, you said you wanted to see that if this trade makes the team better.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I wanted to see like what the vision is for the team. And I think I saw some of it, just being able to have the floor a little bit more open for Brunson and Randle to be able to penetrate and then kick to someone who's going to knock down those shots, right? I saw OG, understand spacing, cut to the basket when it was time to cut to the basket, not just to cut, right? Like timed, smart cuts to the basket. Make timely shots. You know what I mean? Right. Those type of things. Never, making smart decisions with the basketball. Not going to turn the ball over and those type of things. So yeah, I think I saw some of what I wanted to see to say, oh, all right, I get it.
Okay.
Now it's got to continue. It's got to continue.
No, definitely. I was getting ready to get to that. I believe that the trade for DeJounte Murray should be pushed. That should go through because when you put bigger players on Brunson, especially now that teams have had like a whole year to really, watch him, study some film. You put bigger players on him, especially when they throw the double teams at him and this and that. It's a problem.
Right.
It's a problem. He had a few turnovers. He made a couple bad passes. You know what I'm saying? His shot wasn't falling. And I think that was a part of because they threw bigger players at him the whole game.
Yeah.
And he just never got himself settled. If they can make that trade and get Murray in there, because he's 6'5"?
Yeah, 6'5". Yep.
Yeah, he's 6'5". He can handle the ball. He can shoot. You know what I'm saying? That would really shore us up. That would really take us to another level because just one guy, man, Anunoby made a big difference out there on that floor because he did all of the little things that we couldn't get from RJ. He didn't have to be told to cut to the basket. He didn't have to be told to come out and set a screen so somebody else can get open, cut to the basket. You see what I'm saying? All of these little things that he did that was missing, it showed this evening. It showed that he's that wing that we needed.
Yeah.
He's that wing we needed.
Yeah. And we'll probably see for a couple games. We'll see what we're seeing now, and then teams are going to have some intel, and they'll start to strategize, and then we'll see what the Knicks do once they start to strategize.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not so much as what the other teams, what we do when they strategize. They don't have to play us now.
No,
you see what I'm saying? Because we were formidable defensively prior to getting this guy. You know what I'm saying? And for the last couple of years, they've been talking about how good of a 3-and-D guy he is. And now we get to see firsthand. He can play. He can play. And he's a Tibbs guy. So fortunately now we have a bunch of home games coming up. They get to get some practices in. He get to play with the guys. They get to feel each other out. If we can get that Murray trade over, man, we're gonna be a problem for the league, bro. We're gonna be up in there.
Okay.
I'm feeling this. I'm confident about that.
All right. The Knicks got a bunch of Tibbs guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. They got a bunch of Tibbs guys. So, he's not gonna be able to be afraid to throw people on the floor.
On the floor, exactly. He did it this evening when he put, because I was looking forward to seeing Hart and Grimes and was Anunoby on the floor at the same time, and he put them out there together. He put them out there, and there's some strong possibilities here. I'm really happy with that. I'm gonna let you guys get back to what you're doing. I enjoy watching you, man. Happy New Year to you, man.
Happy New Year to you, brother. Peace.
Okay, go Knicks, baby. Go Knicks.
Sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember to support the channel. You can support the channel through Cash App, $ nothing but Knicks, or through PayPal at paypal.me/nothing but Knicks. You can hit the like button, or you can go check out that Captain Clutch jersey. He wasn't Captain Clutch tonight, but you can go check out that Captain Clutch t-shirt or hoodie, not jersey, at printjurisdiction.com. There's a link in the YouTube chat. There's a link in the description of the video. I do want to respond to Greg. Greg said, can't believe Sim was praying for OG. Now we got him and he's unhappy. And don't see how in one game he showed us how better he is for this team with his all-around consistent game. See, I think you missed the point, though, Greg. The point for me was that, I always was like, okay, yeah, I'd love to add OG. I wanted to add him with RJ Barrett, right? And I didn't want to give up IQ. So that's where I'm like, okay, did we get better or not? Right? Because we, replaced one position with another, but gave up a position of strength for us. You know what I'm saying? That's where my reservation was, not whether or not OG could play. It was just, did we get better? Because we gave up, in my opinion, I thought, okay, maybe we gave up more than we took back. You know what I mean? Tonight, it proved to work, and I like what I see. So, all I can say is I like what I see, and it looks like it's something that can and will stick. And obviously teams are going to start to figure out, okay, how do I defend this way, that way? The thing is, that OG can consistently knock down the three. And if Randle can get the ball out of his hands fast when the double team comes, it's going to be dangerous because he's going to knock down the three. DiVincenzo is a flamethrower. Brunson can knock down the three. You know what I mean? And I say Randle has been getting the ball out of his hands faster when those double teams are starting to come. He's not waiting for it to get all the way to him. You know what I'm saying? He sees it's coming, and boom, he's letting it go out of his hands. You know what I mean? So, if that can happen, yeah, all I can say is it'll be very, very effective. You know what I mean? Very effective. Silk, what's popping with you, brother? Did you like what you saw today?
Hey, what up, fellas? Man. And Ron ain't here, but I got another Ron.
Silk, what's good?
What's going on? What up, Sam? What up, Ron? What up, Tone? Yeah, I'm glad. Remember we talked about earlier? I ain't had to take my blood pressure medicine because Hart was at the 3. He wasn't playing no 4. They had Precious and they had Randle. So I was cool with that. Oh, man, OG just nice. It just makes us different. Like the guy when we talked earlier, he was talking about we can match up with Milwaukee now. Mm-hmm. You got Randle dealing with Giannis. You got OG dealing with Middleton because Middleton was just cooking RJ. And we could get a double team on Dame. So we just match up better with the bigger teams now. I just want to see Tajo Sim at the 4 and 3. I understand what he's doing, but we don't have to do that. We got guys who play that for 2 or 3 minutes. That's the only thing with Sim. He says, I got Precious. I can just bring Randle in later. So now Sims, who can play a little hustle rebounding, we ain't going to shoot. We don't need a shooter.
I mean, I think
but he's not gonna do it.
Yeah, I think with Sims, what he's shown earlier in the season when he was playing was just the inexperience of the game.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I know he makes mistakes that make Tiz little one head that's sticking up there want to fall out. I understand. I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Because normally with Leon Rose and Tiz and the regime, they don't normally get guys who has a troubled history. And I can't remember where I saw it, but Murray did an interview talking about his mom was in jail for a long time, his dad was in jail for a long time, and he had a little thing when he was young as a kid with getting arrested and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's why the Knicks kind of stayed away from Murray for a long time. Mm-hmm. Do you think because of his time in the league with 2 different teams, they say, all right, maybe he learned his lesson. Let's take a shot. Because they normally don't do that. They normally got goody two-shoes guys on our team.
They do.
They don't take that.
That's right.
They don't go there with the family history of people in jail.
They've been very careful at adding high character guys to this team, and it's something that I've said for a little while. Because at first I wanted Murray on the team, and I'm not saying I wouldn't take him, but then when he was traded to Atlanta, I started to see interviews and see him come out on his IG and say things that just made me question, like, okay, maybe he's not the guy that I thought he was, right? I thought he was like, a quiet, cool character, you know what I'm saying? But when I started to see those things, it made me question it. And I do question whether or not they look at him and say, all right, he hasn't gotten into trouble, but maybe there's some personality issues that, I mean, how many players like don't want to be with Pop? You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that it's Murray's fault. Maybe they just didn't work together or whatever it was. I don't know. But and then he goes to Atlanta. They seem to drop. I don't know if there's any kind of personality conflicts with him or something like that. But I'm a little skeptical of it. Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
One of the things with Pop though, it made not just Pop in general, but let's just say the Spurs, they may not know how to handle people that come from a difference of background.
That's true.
Because remember, Kawhi wanted to get out of there as well. You know what I mean? So and you would have thought like, man, why wouldn't Kawhi want to continue to take the realm and be, take the crown for that organization, knowing that he's won chips, got accolades and things of that nature. So it may just be the dealing of that type of guys who've been through that kind of background. I'll say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah, it could be. It could be. It could be.
Question, fellas. You don't want to go at dollar store quickly? Get Bones Highland in here? What we doing?
No, let's let's just see where this goes and how they do it. You know what I mean? I see someone in the chat say
we need another ball handler because something happened with Brunson. Because Brunson does miss 5 or 6 games a year. If we lose him, we don't have no ball handling. Right. I love Deuce, but Deuce gets nervous when there's too much pressure on him.
Yeah.
So
I seen somebody in the chat say, we gave up two ISO players, talking about RJ and Emmanuel quickly, and brought in a guy who's not ISO, who cuts, passes, catches, the kickouts, etc. And that they think because of that, it's gonna just continue to make the offense open up first and second unit. So let's see if that's what happens.
And I think I was talking because he kind of woke up tonight. Do you think there's any shot that we could get DeMonte Murray here and keep Grimes? We just get a whole bunch of picks with Fournier.
No.
Do you think there's any shot of that?
I don't think so. I mean, Fournier would obviously go in that trade, and they're going to want another young guy. No way.
Give him.
I don't think we can move Deuce after extending him right now.
Right.
And Silk, you don't want to what would Grimes get? 1.5 minutes?
Right.
Wouldn't even matter.
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't even, right. You know what I mean? Yeah. No shot. Grimes. If Murray's coming in, or if DeMar DeRozan is coming in, Grimes is gone.
Yeah, I think Grimes know that too. That's why he was trying to put up his points this game. Please keep me here.
Right. Yeah, no doubt.
All right, fellas.
All right, so
that was a cool guy. I wasn't gonna come. I was gonna give you my little chat, my little support for the squad. I said, let me, because that thing with Murray is what I'm wondering why the Knicks changed their mind on him.
Yeah. We'll see. You know what I mean? But I'm just just speaking for myself. When that trade went down from San Antonio to Atlanta, I just noticed him, just saying some things that made me change my perception a little bit. I'm not saying I wouldn't take him, but change my perception of him a little bit. So,
right.
Maybe there's something to that because the Knicks are very, they want clean-cut guys. And that's clear.
Right.
But when they smoke this fire,
he ain't had no crazy history in the league, but he has family history, so it's interesting.
Yeah, it is. Silk, I appreciate you, bro.
All right, brothers. Peace.
No doubt.
Latest.
What you say, Tony?
I think no, go ahead, Sam. My fault.
No, Tony was saying something, but him and Silk were going at the same time. I didn't hear what Tony was saying.
No, I was saying when it smoked this fire, even still, like to this day and in the past, we've heard of the Knicks' continued interest. So you know what I mean? So I think there's got to be, and they do their research.
Right.
They got World Wide West in the fold. He get the full scoop, the full story. So I think there's still some interest there.
Yeah, and Leon Rose, that's his thing. That's his thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Ron.
No, I was just gonna say, I'm not the biggest fan of DeJounte Murray, but I don't dislike him the way I dislike, say, a Kyrie Irving or a Durant. So I'm okay if the Knicks somehow were able to bring him in here. I wouldn't be mad at all. I also feel like sometimes young guys. I mean, he's not that young. He's older than I thought. He's 27 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But still a young man. And you go through different things. You have different personality traits that you feel, you're the king of the castle. You're on cloud 9, and sometimes you get humbled. Going from San Antonio, where he was a budding star and had the keys, to come into Atlanta, where you've already got a star over here, and you're like you're Robin to that Batman. And seeing that grass ain't always greener, so it's a little different. So maybe he got humbled a little bit. But I will say, that people are not that high on DeJounte. And it goes back to the same thing that we talked about before. People in certain roles and in certain systems look a certain way. You get them out of that role and that system, give them a different, identity. They create a different identity, and then you see something different. First off, once again, the guy's averaging 20 points per game and 5.5 assists as the backup to a guy that's averaging 10 plus assists a game. Like the guy can ball, and he's a defensive type player. He's 6'5" with a 6'10" wingspan, as they were saying in the chat. Like, there's not something not to really like about his game. It's just about, does he have the right personality to fit New York, one, and this team? Does he understand that the Knicks are trying to win something? And to the whole point about Bones Highland, I just want to, take a page out of Queen's book. Knicks ain't trying to, if they making moves, they looking for sure shots. They're looking for guys who have been in the league that know how to play ball. They ain't trying to go get no young pups that's still learning who they are in the league and haven't been proven yet.
Right, no doubt. And shout out to the Queen. She'll be on at 8:30, ladies and gentlemen, for the Queen's Court. So make sure you check in there, and also definitely go check out Dope Soul Sports Talk. And she was just in the chat a little while ago. I didn't get a chance to shout her out. Hopefully she's still listening in the chat. Big shout out to Greedy Grizz. Thank you for the Cash App. He said, iHeart is better than Mitch. I mean, right now he's playing good basketball. You know what I mean? I don't think he's a better defender than Mitch. Not at all, but he's playing good basketball. You know what I mean? And, we got iHeart for the remainder of the year, so you'll be happy, Greedy Grizz. But I appreciate you. Thank you for the Cash App. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you can support the channel. Just hit it through Cash App. We've been demonetized, so you can hit the Cash App. It's $ nothing but Knicks, or PayPal at paypal.me/nothing but Knicks. What did you guys think about the Randle comments that they talked about during the telecast? With Randle, just talking about wanting to bring a championship to New York.
Oh yeah, I seen the interview. I think the timing was awesome. I think the interview was like the day before the trade, maybe 2 days before the trade. I was surprised. It didn't really get too much light. You know what I mean? But in hindsight, you know what I mean? Hearing that being his focus, believing that being his focus, it does make me wonder, or not necessarily wonder, but it kind of confirms that maybe this front office does believe there's another level to him as well. And I think we're witnessing it. I think he's currently still playing like his best basketball ever. And, obviously for the season, you would have to take out that 6-7 game stretch to start, but even the numbers is still getting back up there.
Yeah, they are. You know what I mean? And just, regardless of even the numbers getting back up there, when you look at his game, I feel like I see more body control, a deeper bag of tricks, and the type of shots that he's getting up. You know what I mean? Like, these, I don't even know what to call them sometimes, but they're like, they're layups, but they're like jump hook layups over, taller players, where he's not fully just going to the rim, but he's kind of floating in the air, and then he's able to, get it up there. And his repertoire of shots has grown, I think, this year. And he just looks more controlled, more composed, like he's understanding his spots a lot better, during these last 20 games. You know what I mean? And, he's just looked great. And, play like this would make the front office say, oh, you know what? He's going to another level. And for all of these years, so many fans have just said, oh, he can't get better than this. He can't get better than this. And he keeps getting better. He keeps getting better. You know what I mean? And he's not getting better with speed and power. He's getting better with this. You know what I mean? What you think about those comments, Ron?
Well, before I give my opinion about that real quick, I just want to say one thing. can we stop comparing guys to other guys on our team, saying one guy is better than the other? I understand one guy may look better at the moment. You say, yeah, you like the way he's moving out there, but Mitch is really good at what Mitch does. And iHeart can't do everything that Mitch does.
Right.
Vice versa. Mitch can't do everything that some of the things that iHeart does. Like
Right.
iHeart's a better passer. Mitch defensively this year, one of the best in getting steals. At one point, he was top 10 from the center position in the league, not versus centers, versus everybody. So let's just say they're both. How about they've met each other? You know what I mean? Like iHeart was here, but now him and Mitch are like right there. They're both very similar in what they do. They just do it different.
And I think they complement each other beautifully.
Yeah.
So that's the real important thing. It's not about putting one against the other. I think as a combo, I mean, we talked about it early in the year. We had one of the best center combinations in the league.
Exactly.
We do.
Yep.
We do.
So why pit them against each other? And rather than just, you know what I mean, I feel sad for Mitch right now. I hope we could retain iHeart. I think that's the better conversation.
Me too. I hope so as well.
Right.
I hope so as well. Yeah.
So, but to the point about Julius, yeah, man, this is great. I really like it, and I think that like what you were saying, Sim, his bag seems to have opened up and expanded more. He's got a lot more versatility in his game. All that work that he's been doing with different people and training, his work with Carmelo. I'm not going to downplay his work with Carmelo because he learned some things from Carmelo that I think he kind of got away from. I said this a couple years ago. I used to be like, yo, where's the fall away and the little mini jumper that Carmelo taught you? This dude was shooting threes all the time. And like, I think this year goes back to what you're saying too about his IQ. I think another thing is like at any point in your career, it doesn't matter how old you are, you can get confidence.
Yeah.
And I think he's got a newfound confidence because when he came into the league, he was a versatile player. He had bunnies too. Let's not sleep on Randle had some bunnies. So he would dunk on you. You know what I mean? He had a mid-range. He had a little three-point shot. It wasn't great, but he had a little something. He had an all-around game. And as he got hurt right away, then he came back. And remember who was in this league. We had the best, the stars, the Kobe's, all these guys. So he's going up against this competition, whether they be on the same team or not, and then dealing with that. And it kind of takes you away from that dominance that you had in high school and college. Like you're the man. Now you start to go up against people that are just as good as you, and that same level of dominance isn't there. Then he comes to the Knicks. He's got to find his way, learn himself, and then he finally gets into this whole three-point bag. Like, oh, I can knock down this three-point shot, and then he goes three-point heavy. Right. Now he gets back to his basics, and he realizes, yeah, you know what I mean? Like the people I went up with, they're out of the league. All these guys, none of these dudes can stop me. None of them can guard me. You start getting that level of confidence again. All he's doing is playing his game that we've all seen him do before, but now he's just comfortable back to basics and doing it. And I love it. I think it's great. And I love his mentality about it. I also kind of think, I hate to keep bringing that up again, but I still go back to that interview he had with PG-13, opening up and letting us know that he feels better playing second fiddle and not being the guy. He's kind of like a weight off your shoulders. Once you let that off your, hey man, I like being with a Brunson and whoever around. I feel like he's just comfortable now.
Yeah, yeah. He feels comfortable, and at the beginning of the season, I thought maybe Randle, and I'm saying before the season even started, I was saying, this might be a season where Randle like doesn't feel like he needs to prove that he's all NBA or all star. And so his game could even elevate more because, you know what, I proved that I can sit back and relax a little bit, let teammates get involved, help my teammates get involved, take shots when it's necessary, and play the game from that standpoint. And I feel like he's kind of doing some of that because I think he's maybe feeling like I've proved myself, but that actually helps him prove himself even more, because he's just more confident in who he is as a player, and you can see it. You can really see it. So make sure you go vote for him for All-Star, as well as Jalen Brunson, right? Because they count 3 times today. 3 times today. So make sure that you go vote.
Yeah, I'm going to do that as soon as I get off the show. And listen, guys, another thing, man. Listen, our guy Brunson is an all-star. As I already said, he's had some moments, some clunkers offensively. But listen, look at what he does, man. We just went up against the Pacers and he watched this dude drop 23 assists on his head. So what does he do? He comes out today and puts up 14.
Right.
Brunson ain't Halliburton, but this is the best of Brunson right here. So we got to enjoy it. We ain't got no other point guards giving us 14 assists.
You know what I mean?
So
exactly.
enjoy it.
Exactly. And Jay Williams says, Sim, you were right. Julius is unguardable one-on-one. Somebody go tell Gmo that. Somebody go into Gmo's chat and tell him that I was right, that Randle is unguardable one-on-one, that he's an elite isolation player. You know, a couple years ago, we was having that argument. Let me get to a phone call. Nick from Jersey. What's popping, brother? How you feeling?
What's going on, fellas? How you guys doing tonight?
Doing pretty good,
Happy New Year.
man. Doing pretty good. Happy New Year to you.
Awesome game. And I just wanted to add to what your man just said there about Randle. And I saw something on Twitter the other day. It was the top scorers of the calendar year of 2023 in the NBA. And number 9 and number 10 are Brunson and Randle. So all this talk about, hey, you know, Knicks don't have superstars, or we got 2 of the top 10 scorers in the NBA over the last calendar year. So, you know, we're doing something right.
Yeah. We're doing something right, big time. How'd you feel about today's game?
I thought it was great. I thought, you know, one of the comments came in the other earlier in the show, said, you know, RJ is primarily an ISO guy, and I thought that's like spot on. Like that was a whole segment of the offense that we don't have to commit to anymore. Which is just like we were obligated to like get RJ going every game.
Right.
And you know, if he was going, it was good. But that would also take away from Randle. You know, that would drop his touches or something like that. So and often he wouldn't get going. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. You know what I mean? The lack of ball handling outside of Brunson, I think, is a little bit of a problem. But you know, we'll see how that plays out. But you know, I thought Tibbs was the way he did the rotations today was different than I thought he was going to do. You know, he basically kept both OG and Brunson on the court with the other bench guys.
Right.
He played Brunson heavy minutes today, and he took him out first. I mean, the way he was subbing him with Deuce was very light for Deuce. It was not the way he would do it with Quickly.
Right.
So I think you're going to see either Brunson or Randle on the court at all times now. And I think you're going to see a lot of Brunson playing with that bench unit. And also OG as like the backup 4 when Randle's on the bench, and Precious as the backup 5.
Yeah. Brunson played 40 minutes. Yep, Brunson played 40 minutes. Isaiah Hartenstein, 39 minutes. OG played 35, but remember, he fouled out. He probably would have been close to 39 minutes today. Julius Randle played 36 minutes and 19 seconds. Dante DiVincenzo, 25 minutes. Josh Hart played 28. No other Nick cracked 20 minutes. Quentin Grimes played 18. Miles McBride only 7 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, we're basically playing 7 guys, and then Precious and Deuce are getting, you know, sub 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I mean, hey, that's fine, but, you know, you could just imagine what Tibbs probably approached Brunson and Rick Brunson as well and say, hey, I'm going to be playing you like 5 more minutes a game now. You okay with that? I'm sure he said yes. But,
right.
You know, if Brunson is not going to play all 82 games here, so it's like we need something, you know, sure, you know, DiVincenzo could play point guard for a couple of games, but it would be nice to have something else on the bench that could actually facilitate on a game-to-game level.
So,
and if we went out and got Murray, you know, that would be his
he'd
his
be
role,
able to do
you
that.
know?
Right. Let me ask you this: given the fact that Deuce played 7 minutes today, do you think Tibbs gives Malachi Flynn a shot? I mean, I thought it was Deuce's job, but he only played 7 minutes.
I personally, I mean, I watch every game, and I think I have a feel for how Tibbs does stuff. I feel like, no. I think he's going to just keep it like this, and I think Flynn he'll definitely get in the game, you know, at some point. And if he plays unbelievable, then yeah, he'll take over, you know, at some point. But I think the way Tibbs does it is he doesn't just do it haphazard like that. It's got to be, there's got to be a sample size of a couple of games. I think if Flynn outplays Deuce somehow over the course of a long period of time, then maybe he'll be the backup point guard. But even if he does that, it's going to be Flynn getting those 7 minutes. You know, I think Brunson's going to be playing heavy going forward.
So how do you feel that impacts the team if they're playing these heavy of minutes going forward? Brunson, Randle, OG.
Well, I mean, it seems like they're capable of doing it. You know, it's just we'll see what the wear and tear is long term. I mean, Randle and Brunson are very durable guys. You know, Randle's good for 75 games a year minimum. Brunson's probably good for 68 games a year minimum.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that's still 7 games and 14 games that we're going to be missing with our 2 best players. So, you know, you don't want to get them burned out. I think a lot of people say, "Oh, Tibbs burns his guys out." Kind of not true. I mean, almost every year that he's ever coached, the teams have way better second halves of the season than they do first halves. You know, but you want to be fresh for the playoffs, of course.
Yeah, we'll see. You know what? I still think they're trying to bring other players in, though. That's just what I think. I don't think that, I don't think they're going to rest here.
Yeah, and if they did this Murray move, it would probably be, like you said, it would probably be Fournier and Grimes and a first-round pick or something like that. But whatever it is, we would still have plenty of picks. You know, all of our rotation spots would be spoken for the foreseeable future after this next trade, so to speak. But we'd still have plenty of picks to kind of, beef up our young group going forward.
Yeah.
So we could still bring in guys who might be situational going forward, and then we could trade some of these guys that we bring in a year or 2 from now.
Right.
So we still have flexibility with the picks, I think, and that's the way to do it. Draft new guys to come in and develop a young group of guys behind this group of 9, and it's just I can't say enough about the Villanova guys, DiVincenzo, Hart, Hartenstein. Basketball IQ is through the roof, and they're just such great role players, such great quick decision makers, and I think Randle has been feeding off of that, and that the group of guys that we've surrounded Randle with has really brought the best out in him.
Nah, I agree. I agree with you 100%, and I just can't wait to see where this team goes.
We're gonna go 50-32.
50-32. We're gonna hold you to that.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna hold you to that.
50th win.
We're gonna hold you to it. Nick, I appreciate your time, man.
Take care, guys.
Peace. Yeah. All right. Feeling good. Way to start the new year, man. New year, new way of play, new team, little bit of a new team. Feels good. Any key plays or decisions tonight that stuck out to you from Tom Thibodeau? Or key plays from the Knicks, key decisions from Tom Thibodeau, anything like that?
I got a couple. And I think the Brunson one is part of the Randle stretch down the stretch. So I would go to the whole stretch, Randle down the stretch. I think he had 3 consecutive big plays.
Yeah.
Scoring. But one of them was the bounce pass from Brunson, where Randle cutting to the rim, with the strong finish though.
Yeah.
One, he threaded the needle, did Brunson. You know what I mean? Added to his career night in assists, and then Randle finishing and finishing the game for us because we needed it tonight.
No doubt about that. Knicks, they needed it tonight, man, and Randle came through. I love to see him do it because the Knicks are going to need it, and hopefully this is just preparation for the playoffs. But I love to see him do it. Ron, you?
I mean, my play that I thought was really important in the game. Spree had already mentioned it. It was that OG Anunoby defensive play to the fast break, then him pulling, transitioning the ball up the court, then moving the ball around and getting that open 3 for Josh Hart. I think that whole sequence was not only it was pivotal because of what it turned into. It was important for OG to get that confidence. Hey, I'm still OG. I do what I do here. no matter if I was in Toronto or New York, and also good for the players on his team and for the fans to see. That's the type of energy and athleticism and defensive prowess that OG brings to the Knicks, man.
Right.
It's surprising. It's surprising that you forget how important a defensive player is when you haven't really had that type of guy. We haven't had that. We haven't had this type of defensive player from a perimeter standpoint since Reggie Bullock.
Mm. Yeah.
And I guess most people would say OG's probably definitely at this point in his career better than Reggie Bullock.
Better. And he should be just hitting his prime too. Or just below his prime, not even there yet, actually.
I just wanted to throw one thing out there, just so in context for our fellow Knick fans out here. This is last year's stats, but just an idea about OG. He's 99. He was ranked 99 percentile in matchup difficulty, being one of the toughest matchups for an opponent to go up against in last year's season. He was in the 98th percentile for steals, right?
Mm.
And then he was in the 93rd percentile for rim differential. His effectiveness defending at the rim. Like, come on, man. This dude's great. I love it.
Yeah,
and led the league in steals as well last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, not really any decisions from Tom Thibodeau. OG's first three, when he made it, his first shot, his first shot, I just thought that was big for him and big for the team. You know what I'm saying? To just, you're debuting at the Garden. You just got traded, all of that kind of stuff. The crowd, gave you cheers when, your name was announced and everything, and you knocked down that three. I think that just helped you to loosen up. Like, okay, boom, I got that one off. If he was nervous at all. If it was me, I'd have threw up before the game. All right? I already know it.
He must have felt great seeing that first one go down.
Yeah,
man.
see the first one go down, man. And then Randle's, he was at the top of the key. He almost got the ball stolen, but then boom, between a couple of people, that running hook layup gets fouled. Him and Isaiah Hartenstein, clapping hands a bunch of times. Randle smiling. That was, my moment right there. Because at that point, I knew the Knicks wasn't giving this one up.
And can I give one more?
Yeah, for sure.
Hartenstein's first block on the dunk attempt.
Oh yeah.
I think that set the tone. You know what I mean, for a long stretch. You know what I mean, moving forward. And he had two more after that. But that first one, I really think that changed the game at that point in the time.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, just beautiful game for the Knicks, man. Beautiful game. Shout out to Robert Dawson. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the Cash App. You know what I mean? Much appreciated. Happy New Year to you, my brother. Thank you very much. You can support the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Cash App is $ nothing but Knicks. PayPal is paypal.me/nothing but Knicks. And you can also go check out those Jalen Brunson Captain Clutch t-shirts and hoodies. You know what I mean? You can always go check those out. Your player of the game. Who's your player of the game? I mean,
Julius Randle, man. The man that is trying to bring a championship to New York and won't rest until it's done. I mean, come on, he came through down the stretch. It's been a long time since he's really had to do that at all.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he recognized that I had to do it at this point, because it's not like he was asking for the ball. You know what I mean? So it was like he felt the need to take it upon himself, knowing Brunson wasn't having a good game, knowing that we was giving up the lead, a big lead at that. You know what I mean? I think we was up 22 at one point.
Yeah, 22 at one point.
So yeah, I gotta give it to Randle for coming up big in the clutch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he definitely did. He did. Ron, you?
I mean, we can't. I don't want to pick the same guy, so I'm gonna be different. But I feel just in who I'm picking. I'm gonna give it to OG Anunoby, man, because you know what? This is the same Knick team that, for the most part, that played that Minnesota team, and we got smoked. I'm like, what's different? OG came in here. Not only did he play really good defense, he moved the ball well. He was heady. He was, he showed a good IQ. He knocked down some good shots for us. And I think that that we got that trade energy. Sometimes that trade energy helps you win a game. You get that new look, and guys go out there with some extra, little extra something, and
little
it
extra
paid off today.
Yeah. And you put you on alert too, like, oh snap. You know what I mean? Oh snap. Let's that was their third. Oh, they picked him third? Oh man. They don't have no problem with trading me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, put you on alert a little bit.
Right.
You know what I mean? No doubt about it. My guy is Julius Randle, player of the game. You know what I mean? I love the way he came up big down the stretch of the game. We've been asking for that from Julius Randle, for him to come up big. And hopefully with newfound space on the floor, Randle will be able to come up big more often, because hopefully there's going to be less double teams on Julius Randle. You know what I mean? Because teams are afraid of that kick out. So, yeah, I feel good. Ladies and gentlemen, Jalen Brunson had 14 assists tonight. I think that was a career high. And in different ways, he still came up clutch. So, in honor of that, you might as well go check out printjurisdiction.com and check out those Captain Clutch t-shirts and hoodies. All right? The link is in the...
I would have worn mine today for the show, but the quality is so good and the hoodie is so warm that I would have been cooking here. So I said, nah.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, go ahead and check those out, ladies and gentlemen. Printjurisdiction.com, exclusively at printjurisdiction.com. Yeah, go check those out. Who do we play next?
That's what I was going to ask. And when?
I'm not sure. Let me go check the website real quick.
I forgot myself.
I'm not sure. I'm going to Knicks.com right now so I can check out the website.
Oh, I knew that. The Chicago Bulls.
The Bulls.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we play the Bulls next at home on Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. So the Knicks will get a chance, to maybe get some walkthroughs in, get OG a little more acclimated, you know what I mean? And then maybe on Wednesday we see, we see them use OG a little bit more. I don't want to say use him a little bit more. Yeah, 17 points, but do you think? So I'll say it like this: do you think they do some things that are dedicated to Obi to get him going off the dribble sometimes, or something like that?
I think they'll have some plays for him, probably designed more for that second unit than in that first unit. But I think naturally he's going to find his shots and find his touches.
Yeah.
And like, he's a knockdown guy. He cuts, so he's going to create opportunities in that way. And one thing I wanted to mention earlier, when you talked about OG not being the creator, I just thought it was an interesting quote from him, calling himself a defensive defensive creator. So he creates offense from his defense. That supplements some of his lack of creating one-on-one.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, well, I'm gonna get out of here because I got a 2-hour ride. I take my daughter home, and then make it back. And hopefully I can make it back. If I can get back here by like 11:30 or something, Tony, we can get this Losers Lounge in.
Hey, it's locked and loaded. I'm ready for it. You know what I mean? This is the longest stretch that we have not had a Losers Lounge. So
yeah,
you know what I mean? Coming off a 3-game losing streak. So yeah, we gotta do this one.
Yeah, Knicks snap a 3-game losing. All of this with OG and Randle playing well, we forgot all about it, that the Knicks snapped a 3-game losing streak.
Yep.
Forgot all about
it.
Sometimes it happens. We'll take it, though. This is beautiful.
I didn't forget, Sim, because I didn't want it to go to 4. So I knew, you know what I mean? This was crucial to 3 was our largest losing streak as well. So of the year. So you know what I mean. Let's turn this thing around.
No doubt.
Get back to winning ways. Tell your daughter, your family, happy New Year's as well.
Will do.
Drive safe and let me know when you
Same
back.
for me.
I appreciate that, ladies.
Same for me.
Thank you, Ron.
Oh,
Tony.
one thing, Sam.
Uh-huh.
I just want to say one thing. I'm sorry, guys. There's not going to be no Still Knicks fans tonight. We took the day off for New Year's, but you catch us, next Monday. But there will be an NBA wrap up this Thursday at 8:30. So check us out. And the other thing is, I can't wait for this, fellas. Demon time. It hasn't happened yet, but listen, it is coming. It won't really be there till we get Mitch back. But could you imagine Mitch on the floor playing at a high level, OG playing at a high level, Deuce feeling confident? Imagine the passing lanes, the steals, the defense. Oh, man.
Yeah, man. That's what we talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your time. We're going to get up out of here. As soon as I end this stream, it's going to take you over to the Queen's Court. Although it doesn't start for another hour, you know what I mean? You can save your spot right there in the chat. You guys can have a conversation for an hour while you're waiting for the Queen to step in. You know what I mean? Tons to talk about. All right. But, folks, I appreciate your time. Remember, support the channel. Cash App is $ nothing but Knicks. PayPal is paypal.me/nothing but Knicks. A very happy new year to you. It is the year of the Mamba, ladies and gentlemen. It's 2024. I can't believe it's 2024. Shoosh.
Crazy.
Time is just flying by, but it's 2024, ladies and gentlemen. Happy New Year's to you. We're out. Peace.
Happy New Year.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.